Discover the heartwarming moment a CEO's mute daughter unexpectedly speaks after 8 years. In the bustling town of Willow Creek, where ambition and dreams mingle like fresh morning dew on bright green grass, Amanda Thompson stood like a lighthouse, fierce and unwavering, guiding her tech company toward towering success. At 38, she was a self-made CEO, known for her drive and determination. Yet behind her sharp business suits and confident demeanor, she carried the quiet burden of being a single mother to her 8-year-old daughter, Mia. From the day Mia was born, not a single sound had ever escaped her lips, leaving a profound silence in Amanda's life that echoed louder than any boardroom discussion. Day in and day out, Amanda pressed on, battling the cynical glances of colleagues who whispered doubts behind her back. How can she manage both? They questioned. To them, it seemed impossible to weave ambition with motherhood, yet Amanda was determined to embody the essence of the American dream. She had a vision for a tech world that was more accessible, advocating fiercely for inclusivity. Every meeting, every late night filled with spreadsheets and presentations pushed her deeper into her corporate persona, often leaving Mia on the sidelines, just waiting for her mother to return home. One evening, the glow of chandeliers scattered light across the room at the community charity event she had organized. Amanda was knee-deep in securing a life-changing contract, scanning the crowd with professional poise, even as her heart tugged at her to seek her daughter. Mia was there too, a quiet observer in a sea of chatter, her big brown eyes wide with wonder. But tonight, something felt different, an unexplainable energy hung in the air. Before anyone could anticipate it, Mia stepped forward, her small frame gathering attention. The room quieted as if the universe held its breath. In that remarkable moment, something shifted. Her voice, pure and untouched, sliced through the expectations people had laid upon them, and she spoke, "I see colors in my silence. It's a canvas of thoughts painted with love." Shockwaves rippled through the audience, gasps of disbelief and heartwarming applause erupted. Amanda stood frozen, tears streaming down her face in a mix of pride and guilt. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. The warmth of applause wrapped around them, but Amanda felt the world crashing against her dreams. Had her ambition, her relentless pursuit of success, overshadowed the precious relationship they shared? Was this moment, May's breaking of her silence, a metaphor for her own unvoiced frustration? Questions tangled in her heart like wild vines, desperate to be untangled. Had she been so focused on reaching the corporate pinnacle that she lost sight of the happiness and love waiting right beside her? As that night faded into dawn, Amanda found herself standing at a crossroads. Do she climb higher, cementing her legacy, or do she nurture the fragile bond with her daughter? The discomfort of the challenge loomed as brightly as the applause still echoed in her mind. In a world of whispers and judgments, what did true success even look like? With the stirring of Mia's newfound voice, the journey to discover the answer was just beginning, shadowed by the looming question of what lay ahead. The sun cast its gentle rays through the sheer curtains of Amanda's home office, illuminating the day's promise. Yet, despite the brightness filtering through, the heaviness in her heart remained. She squeezed her eyes shut, letting the warmth wash over her, but the memory of Mia's unexpected words lingered, haunting her more than she would have liked to admit. Mia had never spoken before. The soft, melodic sound of her voice still played in Amanda's mind. A dazzling expression of imagination and artistry had blossomed from her daughter just when Amanda was beginning to doubt there would ever be a connection beyond their silent understanding. The moment represented a door opening, yet it also posed a dilemma. For years, Amanda had been shaped by the fast-paced world of technology, the endless demands of her career drawing her away from the little girl who had been her world. "Mama?" Mia's voice chimed from just outside the door, breaking through Amanda's thoughts. It was a breath of fresh air. "Yes, sweetheart." Amanda called, pushing away her insecurities, forcing a smile to her lips. Mia peeked in, her eyes searching and bright. "Can we paint today?" The innocence in her query seemed to amplify the emotional distance Amanda had felt the night before. All that creativity imprinted on the canvas of silence these years. "Of course." Amanda replied, her heart swelling with a desire to connect, to bond in ways they hadn't before. She rose from her desk, the weight of her responsibilities momentarily forgotten. As they set up their painting station in the sun-soaked living room, the tension seemed to dissipate. Mia happily squeezed out vibrant colors onto their palette, the sense of paint filling the air. As brush met canvas, strokes of blue and yellow danced together in joyful chaos, each movement a celebration of their newfound voice. Amanda adored watching Mia express herself, but in her heart, another worry took root. She feared that by investing this time, she might lose momentum in her corporate world. Could she balance both? "Mama," Mia interrupted her thoughts mid-stroke, her focus unwavering. "I want to tell the world my colors." Tears stung Amanda's eyes, those simple words carried layers of meaning that resonated with her own struggles. In that moment, she realized that Mia's voice echoed her own unarticulated dreams, a yearning to be heard, to matter. "Then let us tell them," Amanda encouraged, her resolve strengthening. "But how do you want to do that?" "I want to show everyone our paintings. We could have a show." Mia's eyes gleamed, her enthusiasm infectious. Amanda's heart raced at the idea. It was bold, unexpected, and yet so deeply connected to what they had both been searching for. A showcase of Mia's world, a blend of color and silence transformed into art. But could they really gather an audience? Could this be a path to give Mia the voice she had always deserved? "Yes, let us do it." Amanda beamed, although her mind began racing with the logistics. A gallery? Invitations? Who would come? As they painted in the golden light of the afternoon, Mia's laughter filled the room like music. Amanda couldn't help but daydream of what this newfound endeavor could spark. But even in that joy, another worry crept in, whispering doubts beneath her excitement. Was this decision to focus on Mia merely a distraction from the greater demands she faced at her company? With each stroke of their brushes, Amanda felt her heart twinge with uncertainty. In the pursuit of art and voice, what price would success demand? Struck by the sudden realization that the journey had only just begun, Amanda took a deep breath. The lines were blurring between ambition and motherhood in thrilling yet terrifying ways. Diving headfirst into this new venture, would it strengthen their bond or break it? Only time would tell. But as she watched Mia's joyful expression, one thing was clear: they both had a story to tell. One that needed to be shared. Yet hidden in the crevices of their budding adventure was the question that lingered: could they really break through, amplify their voices, and create a world where silence was not their only identity? The sun had dipped lower in the sky, casting soft shadows across the room as Amanda and Mia piled their paintings together in a corner. Each canvas told a different story, a kaleidoscope of colors and emotions reflecting the vibrant world within Mia's heart. Amanda couldn't help but feel a warmth bloom in her chest, the kind of pride that comes when a mother sees her child grow, flourish, and discover themselves. "Mama, look at mine!" Mia exclaimed, pointing excitedly at her latest creation, a swirling mix of purple and gold. Her little fingers were streaked with paint, each color a badge of her artistic adventure. "It's the sunset. When the stars come out." Amanda knelt beside her, enchanted. "It's beautiful, sweetheart. You've captured the magic just right." Each word carried weight, imbuing both a sense of affirmation and an unspoken commitment to nurture Mia's expression, a promise she didn't fully understand yet. "Will we have the show at the park?" Mia asked, her eyes shining with unrelenting hope. "The park sounds perfect," Amanda replied, swept away by her daughter's enthusiasm. She thought of the community surrounding them, friends, neighbors, even strangers who would stumble into their little display. It felt like a beginning, a way to not only showcase Mia's art but also to step away from the trappings of her career. But the haunting uncertainties remained: what would happen to her job if she poured her time into this? Could she really let go of that part of her life? "I'll have to take a few days off to plan this," she murmured, pulling back slightly, a familiar tension tugging at her heart. Mia squinted up at her, mischief playing in her smile. "You can do both. Just like when you help me with my art and still work on the computer. You're super mom." "Super mom," Amanda echoed, a laugh bubbling up, tinged with the bittersweet taste of truth. Could she really be both the dedicated professional and the nurturing mother? The thought of juggling it all felt overwhelming. But she also saw Mia's joy, so pure and innocent, and it sparked something within her. Later that night, as Amanda prepped dinner, she found herself lost in thought. The clatter of pots and pans faded into the background, overshadowed by a whirlwind of emotions. Shifting her gaze toward the mess of paint-splattered canvases scattered around the living room, she felt a twinge of guilt. "I'm going to need this to be perfect." But then she remembered that the point wasn't perfection, it was about connection, about sharing those quiet moments that turned into laughter and joy. "Mama?" Mia interrupted her train of thought again, this time from the table where she was trying her best to set up their makeshift dining area. "I think art can show people what our hearts feel. Like how you love me." Tears welled up, threatening to escape. Amanda rushed over, wrapping her arms around Mia. "Exactly, my love. It can show love, hope, and dreams. We need to show them how special you are, how special we are together." The weight of their upcoming art show felt lighter, thrilling even. A path was forming beneath their feet, one of bold colors and unspoken stories waiting to be discovered. Yet Amanda still struggled with the duality of her life. As they finished dinner, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was at a crossroads. What if the show brought the attention they craved, but at the cost of her established life? Would that shift the balance they'd just begun to build? As Mia's laughter echoed off the walls, Amanda determined to push those voices down and embrace this journey. They were on the brink of something beautiful, but as she felt Mia squeeze her hand, a new worry arose. What if they reached for the sky only to fall? Together, they had painted their dreams, but what awaited them in the light of day? The fear of failure felt like a shadow behind this beautifully painted adventure. With every stroke of uncertainty lingering in her heart, she whispered, "Let us make this happen," uncertain yet resolute. But as Amanda imagined the faces of their audience, a deeper question surfaced. Would the world be ready for the colors they were ready to unleash? The next morning brought a gentle rain, each drop a tiny whisper of encouragement. Amanda stood at the window, watching as the droplets tapped softly against the glass. There was something calming about the rhythm, a reminder that growth often came with storms. Today would be the day they transformed their colorful dreams into something tangible. "Are you ready, Mia?" Amanda called out, her voice bubbling with excitement, masking the knots in her stomach. They had decided to spend the day preparing for their show. Fully adopting Mia's creativity included both the fun of painting and the serious tasks of organizing and planning. "Almost," Mia replied, racing down the stairs, a streak of joy in a bright yellow raincoat. She clutched yet another painting close to her chest, the colors still wet and vibrant. "I have one more." "Fantastic. But we probably should think about how we'll display them, too," Amanda smiled, beckoning her to lay it down gently. Mia's eyes shone bright as she unfolded the canvas. "This one is my favorite. It's all the colors of our family." Overwhelmed, Amanda knelt down to examine the artwork. It was a riot of colors, a sun with rays of orange, red, and gold, figures that resembled herself and Mia, swirling together in a blue field. "It's beautiful, sweetheart. It shows so much love." "Well, that's what I wanted it to be." Mia grinned, her happiness infectious. As they worked together to hang the paintings, Amanda's phone buzzed, pulling her momentarily away from the cheerful chaos. It was an email from her boss, another reminder that her responsibilities at work were still looming large over her head. Each word felt like an anchor, weighing her down in uncertainty. She hesitated, the bright colors around her clashing violently with the drab email before her. It begged for attention, pushing her thoughts towards deadlines and expectations. "Mama?" Mia's small voice cut through her reverie. "Are you happy?" The way Mia watched her felt like a gentle nudge, perhaps a little girl holding a mirror to Amanda's soul. Amanda took a deep breath, forced a smile, and replied, "Yes, my love. I'm trying to be happy." "Then let us make today special." They finished the morning with songs and laughter, the sound rising above the rain as Amanda found the rhythm between her two worlds, a mother's love and a career that was both a comfort and a burden. By the time the rain subsided, the air felt purer, fresher. The park stood shimmering in the sun, the grass glistening like emeralds. The two ventured outside with their canvas treasures, navigating sidewalks slick from the rain. Each step toward the park pulsed with a new level of excitement and dread. Crowds were already forming as families set up picnics nearby. Amanda's heart raced. What if no one liked Mia's art? What if they weren't ready for this? Lost in her thoughts, she didn't realize they had arrived until Mia tugged at her sleeve. "Look! They're here." Amanda looked and saw familiar faces, friends, neighbors, and even that older couple from down the street who had always waved at them. It filled her chest with warmth, but her gaze drifted toward strangers who roamed the park, the weight of their judgment looming. "Remember, it's about connection," she whispered to herself, clutching Mia's small hand even tighter as they approached their chosen spot, an open area where they could showcase their art. Mia turned to Amanda, her expression a mixture of anticipation and curiosity. "Do you think they'll all see our hearts?" "Yes, baby. I hope they do." But as the first few onlookers strayed into their vicinity and paused, a hush fell around them. Amanda's breath caught, her heart quickening. She took a step back, anxiety tightening around her shoulders. Their adventure felt suddenly monumental, their colors vivid against her uncertainty, but what if that wasn't enough? As the crowd began to gather around them, anticipation crackling in the air, the question lingered: would their message of love and family resonate, or would it vanish amid the noise? Mia leaned in closer, her eyes wide with possibility. As if she could sense the shift in the world around them. And in that moment, Amanda realized something profound. Perhaps it wasn't about the perfection of art, but about the courage to let their hearts be seen. Just then, Mia took a deep breath, opened her mouth, and for the first time in nearly 8 years, words spilled out. "Can I tell you what my paintings mean?" In that instant, the world around them seemed to pause, and Amanda held her breath, her heart soaring. What would come next? Mia's voice melted into the air, soft but steady, drawing everyone's attention. The crowd, a mix of curious families and friends, strained to hear the little girl who had suddenly found her voice. Amanda's heart raced, a whirlwind of pride and anxiety swirling within her. She shifted on her feet, urging a gentle nod of encouragement as Mia took another breath. "My paintings," Mia began, her eyes shimmering with sincerity, "are about love. Our love. The colors are hugs and kisses that we share every day." Amanda felt a swell in her chest, a blend of joy and relief. She watched, mesmerized, as the crowd leaned closer, hanging on Mia's every word. What began as a simple art showcase was turning into something wonderfully profound. Mia continued, her confidence building. "The sun is Mom. She's bright and warm, and she always helps me grow. And the blue field." She paused, glancing toward her artwork. "That's us, together, dancing. Sometimes we jump with joy, other times we fall, but we always get back up, right?" A murmur traveled through the crowd, whispers of admiration and connection. Amanda felt tears prick at the corners of her eyes. Last night, Mia had battled silence, and today, she was a beacon of light. One woman in the back wiped a tear from her cheek, her smile wide and genuine. Someone else murmured, "Incredible." And a few nodded in agreement. "Mia," Amanda interjected gently, her voice cracking slightly, "you're doing amazing, darling. You can keep going." The encouragement ignited a spark in Mia, and she held on to her painted canvas as if it were a treasure. "The red and orange." She pointed to her artwork, excitement buzzing in her voice. Those are special colors. They remind us of love and happiness. You know, like when we have pizza at night or dance in the living room. Laughter erupted from the crowd, the tension lifting like fog in the sun. Families shared knowing glances, touched by her simple truths that resonated deeply. Amanda felt a wave of warmth sweep over her. Here they were, in a park surrounded by friends and neighbors, and her daughter was not just sharing her art, she was sharing her soul, reminding everyone of the joy found in connection and the simple moments that truly mattered, but in the back of her mind, Amanda still reflected on her own worries. Could this moment redefine everything for them? A tug at her heart warned her that not all of life's storms would be as gentle as the rain that had kissed the earth that morning. As the crowd began to chat among themselves, expressing admiration and awe, Mia's voice pulled Amanda back into the present. You see, art isn't perfect. It's like us. We all have messy parts, but that's okay. A warm laughter bounced back. People nodded, their faces lighting up with understanding. Amanda chuckled softly, but her heart tightened. Was it wrong to feel so proud yet so deeply unsure of what lay ahead? Just then, a tall man approached, his expression gravely serious as he stepped out from the throng. He scanned Mia's paintings, then turned to her with genuine curiosity. And what do you want most from your art, Mia? Everything slowed. The park sounds faded to a distant murmur as all eyes turned back to Mia, awaiting her answer. Amanda held her breath, wondering what her daughter would say. As silence enveloped them, a nervous shiver danced down her spine. Would Mia's response be as beautiful as her brave words had been so far? And then, just as Mia opened her mouth again, a sudden gust of wind whipped through the trees, sending colorful leaves swirling into a dance around them. The moment charged with electricity, but what would Mia's voice carry amidst this whirlwind? Mia paused, her tiny frame swaying slightly as the wind whipped around them. She looked at the audience, her gaze steady despite the chaos of leaves swirling in a colorful storm. The sunlight glinted off her hair, illuminating her small face, and for a heartbeat, it felt like time itself held its breath. She started, her voice wavering just a bit, I want to spread love. The simplicity of her statement echoed in the hearts of those listening. They leaned in closer, as if trying to capture each syllable, each breath. What I paint, it's like how we feel together. It's warm and kind, just like my mom. Mia's eyes sparkled, and Amanda's heart soared. She didn't realize how much those words would mean to everyone standing there, caught up in her innocence. The tall man nodded slowly, clearly touched. Love is powerful, Mia. It lifts us up when we need it the most. As her audience absorbed her message, Mia continued, her voice gaining strength. When I paint, I feel like I can talk without talking. Everyone can see how I feel, even if I don't use words. My colors say what I can't. A commotion rippled through the crowd. Some people wiped tears from their eyes, while others exchanged glances of deep recognition. It was as if Mia had opened a door, allowing everyone to breathe in the fresh air of vulnerability. Art does that, doesn't it? A woman in the front sighed, a smile lighting her face. It connects us in ways that words sometimes can't. Amanda could hardly keep up with the emotions flying around her. Here was Mia, in her sun-kissed little dress, weaving a thread of connection among strangers with just a few phrases. Memories of struggling to communicate surged through her mind, but today, her daughter stood proudly, mutable and alive. As the applause broke out, Amanda felt the tears spill over, but they were different this time, sweet, salty reminders of how far they'd come. This moment, this milestone, was what they had been working toward. Mia beamed at the crowd, her cheeks flushed with the joy only a child can know. The wind settled, the leaves fluttering more gently now, as if embracing the warmth radiating from her voice. But then something shifted. The tall man cleared his throat, drawing attention again. Mia, you've given us so much today. But I'm curious, what do you think happens when we spread love and kindness? For a moment, Mia's smile wavered. The weight of the question pressed against her small shoulders. Amanda instinctively stepped closer, ready to comfort her if need be. After a brief silence, Mia opened her mouth, yet the wind picked up again, rustling around them. Would her next words ride the breeze like dandelion seeds, scattering hope into the world? Or would they sweep her into an unknown she wasn't ready to face? The crowd held its breath, as uncertainty mingled with hope in the air. Would Mia's answer reshape their understanding of love, or would it lead her to confront a deeper truth that lay within her own heart? Mia took a deep breath, as if gathering all her little thoughts like petals in a breeze. Amanda felt her heart hammering in her chest, a mix of anticipation and concern. What if Mia couldn't find the words? What if this moment, which had shimmered with promise, fell flat? But then again, this was Mia, her daughter might just surprise everyone. I think Mia began, the words shaped softly, like clay in her hands. When we spread love and kindness, it makes our hearts bigger. She paused, her forehead crinkling in thought. Like when you blow up a balloon. It gets bigger and more colorful with love. And then, it can carry happiness to everyone. A wave of murmurs rippled through the crowd, smiles blossomed like flowers as understanding dawned. The tall man beamed, encouraged by her imagery, and nodded appreciatively. That's a beautiful way to express it, Mia. Our hearts can hold so much, can't they? I know mine can. Piped up a chubby-cheeked boy in the front row, raising his hand as if it were a badge of honor to feel. Others quickly chimed in, agreeing, laughter breaking the tension in the air. Mia looked around, her small face glowing with newfound confidence, as bright as the sunlight filtering through the leaves. She took that warmth in, each twinkle in the crowd reflected back to her. And when we share that love? She continued, emboldened now, it's like planting seeds. Some grow really big, like trees. And some are just pretty flowers. But all of them matter, right? Absolutely. Amanda couldn't help herself, she clapped, to her hands stinging with the fierce pride she felt. The tall man leaned forward again, his voice warm and inviting. So, you see, Mia, spreading love helps us grow together. It connects us, just like a tree connects with its roots. Mia's eyes widened, taking it all in. And when the flowers bloom? She added, excitement creeping into her tone, they make everything so colorful. Just like my paintings. Yes, love can paint the world in the brightest colors, the tall man said, his voice resonating. You have a gift, Mia, sharing through your art. As the crowd erupted in applause again, a profound silence settled in Amanda's heart. She could feel every moment flickering vibrantly around her. Somehow, this moment was more than just about Mia. It became about unity, hope, and the chance to bloom after all, but beneath it all, a sliver of worry flickered. What would it mean for Mia moving forward? Would she now feel the pressure to keep this up, to always carry such a heavy expectation on those small shoulders? Suddenly, a voice from the back shouted, "You're our inspiration, Mia. We want to see more. Your art." Mia turned to Amanda, her eyes wide, a mix of innocence and determination stretching across her face. Can I, Mama? Can I keep sharing? Amanda took a step closer, allowing herself to be pulled into that moment. If it makes you happy, baby, I would love to see you share more. Mia nodded, her face brightening like the sun breaking through a cloudy day. But the unexpected challenge of being so visible lay before them, shadows emerging where only light used to be. As they basked in the moment of triumph, Amanda wondered how they would navigate this new world on their terms, holding tight to the threads of love that had brought them here. What adventures awaited as they embraced this newfound voice? Mia stepped away from the podium, her spirit still soaring on the waves of applause. Amanda could see the glow on her daughter's face, a mix of joy and disbelief. The crowd's reaction had stirred something deep within her, something Amanda felt sure would linger long after the applause faded away. With each step, Mia walked with the conviction of someone who had just painted her very first masterpiece, but the reality of what lay ahead settled on Amanda's shoulders like a heavy quilt. They had just taken a monumental step forward, but now Mia needed guidance, and Amanda wanted to be the one to give it. Together, they turned away from the crowd, leaving the noise and excitement behind. Just as they reached the edge of the gathering, a soft voice called out. "Mia, wait." They spun around. A girl from Mia's class, Emily, rushed toward them, her curly hair bouncing with each hurried stride. "You were amazing. Seriously. I didn't know you could talk like that." Mia smiled shyly, her cheeks glowing like the rich colors she loved to use in her paintings. "Thank you," she squeaked, her pulse quickening at the praise. "I mean it. Can I see your art sometime? I'd love to paint with you." Emily's eyes sparkled with excitement, and Amanda couldn't help but feel a rush of joy. Here was a connection blooming already. Sure," Mia replied, her voice strong but still tinged with uncertainty. Amanda felt her heart swell. This was a step toward building friendships, connections that Mia craved but often shied away from. The shadows in Amanda's mind began to lift just a little. Perhaps this was the beginning of something bigger. As Mia and Emily chatted, Amanda watched the two girls. There was a brightness in the room, a buzz of possibility. But the earlier concern crept back in. What if the attention overwhelmed Mia? What if her newfound voice became a source of pressure instead of joy? "Mama?" Mia's voice broke through Amanda's thoughts, pulling her back. "Can we have a painting party? I want everyone to paint with me." "Yes, sweetie, that sounds wonderful," Amanda responded, her heart racing at the thought and the joy it might bring Mia. "We can invite a few friends over and create art together." "Yay!" Mia bounced on her toes, her face aglow. She turned to Emily, her eyes sparkling. "You'll come, right?" "Of course." Emily's enthusiasm was infectious, and both girls giggled, their laughter ringing out like chimes in the wind, but, just as Amanda felt hope washing over her, a pang of worry snagged in her chest. Would all the excitement be too much for Mia? Would she be able to handle all this attention? The weight of expectation began to press down again. Just when she was beginning to believe they had charted a path forward, her doubts whispered louder than before. As the event wound down, and parents began gathering their children, Amanda leaned close to Mia. "Hey, love, we can take it one step at a time, okay? If at any moment it feels like too much, you can tell me." Mia nodded, her brow furrowing slightly. "But I want to share, and I think I can." Her small hand squeezed Amanda's tightly, the determination in her words piercing through the uncertainties. Amanda smiled, the warmth spreading in her heart, amazed by Mia's courage. "And we will, together." As they made their way through the dispersing crowd, the hum of life swirling around them, Amanda felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. But as they stepped outside, a sharp gust of wind embraced them, stirring the leaves. It felt oddly symbolic, like change was breathing down their necks. "Mama, do you think everyone will like my art?" Mia's voice cut through the air, full of innocence yet laced with fear. The question lingered, and Amanda paused for a moment, contemplating how to respond, wanting to assure her daughter that authenticity matters more than approval, because the moment they had witnessed in the hall, the light sparking in Mia's eyes, was going to dim easily. After all, they were just at the beginning of this journey, and there were many unanswered questions floating just above the horizon, but Amanda knew one thing for certain: every journey begins with a single brave step. What other surprises awaited them as Mia learned to navigate her new voice? The following week, anticipation filled the air like the sweet smell of freshly baked cookies. Amanda found herself in the kitchen, surrounded by colorful invitations for Mia's painting party. She carefully placed each one in an envelope, sealing them with a gentle kiss. Each note was a promise of laughter, creativity, and connection. She couldn't ignore the little flutter in her stomach as she thought about what this could mean for Mia. "Mama, do you think we should have snacks?" Mia's voice broke through her thoughts as she peeked around the corner, her face eager and hopeful. "Absolutely. How about some fruit, maybe cupcakes?" Amanda suggested, her heart swelling at the sight of her daughter's excitement. Cupcakes! Mia shouted, her joy bubbling over. Can we make rainbow ones? Of course, we can make them together. Amanda replied, envisioning the kitchen filled with joy and splattered frosting. As they enjoyed their time baking, each sprinkle and swirl fostered a joyful intimacy. Mia's laughter echoed against the walls, and for every moment of doubt Amanda had harbored, it felt like they were working through it together. But deep within, her worries still loomed. When the day of the party finally arrived, the sun shone brightly. Amanda had laid out canvases and paint, arranging them in the backyard under a wide oak tree. The colorful setup radiated a vibrant energy that made her smirk proudly. Guests began to arrive, parents dropping off excited children who rushed to greet Mia with warm hugs and bright smiles. Among the rush of color and chatter, Amanda noticed Mia's expression shift slightly. It was a blend of awe and apprehension. As the first guests grabbed brushes and spread paint across their canvases, Amanda felt a twist in her stomach. Would Mia feel overwhelmed? Mama! Mia tugged on her shirt. Can you stay with me? Always, love, Amanda affirmed, kneeling beside her. Their fingers brushed against the paints as Mia's eyes turned serious. You can do this, Mia. Remember, it's about having fun. Taking a deep breath, Mia nodded slowly. With her heart pounding, she dipped her brush in yellow paint, her focus sharpening. The artwork blossomed. Wow! Emily exclaimed, standing beside Mia, her eyes wide. That looks so cool. Can I add something? Before Amanda could react, Mia beamed and offered her brush, a gesture of sharing that glowed like a beacon of friendship. At that moment, Amanda felt a surge of relief. The group painted happily together, laughter and paint splattering everywhere. The world beyond the yard began to fade as Amanda saw Mia's confidence transforming in real time. She watched as Mia explained her thoughts about colors, inspirational dreams, and what each stroke represented. Each moment felt monumental, but as the energy buzzed, Amanda felt a shadow loom at the corners of her thoughts. The crowd was bigger than she anticipated, and each laugh seemed to intensify the weight of her worries. Would this mirth lead to misunderstanding or overwhelm for her precious girl? Mama, look! I used every color. It's perfect. Mia's exclamation snapped Amanda from her spiral of concern. She felt the warmth of pride wash over her. That's beautiful, Mia. You're sharing your heart with everyone, Amanda replied, her voice almost wavering with emotion. As the party continued, parents mingled and shared stories while the kids painted. Everything felt soft around Amanda until a sudden clap of thunder rolled across the sky. A nervous hush blanketed the yard. The clouds had gathered without warning, blackening the horizon. Mama? Mia's voice quivered, glancing at the quickly darkening sky. Amanda crouched beside her, wondering if they would have to end the party early. It's okay, love. It might just be a little rain, like a gentle shower. But as the first drops fell, uncertainty crept back into Amanda's heart. What if this changed everything for Mia? Would this moment of joy now twist sideways? As everyone sheltered under the awning, Amanda caught Mia holding back tears, a flicker of fear in her eyes. Mia, sweetheart, but just as Amanda reached for her, the raindrops fell harder. Suddenly, from within that frightened little heart, a spark ignited as Mia exclaimed with unwavering clarity, "Let us paint in the rain." Stunned silence filled the space before the excitement erupted again, a chorus of eager voices accepting the challenge. Amanda held her breath, a wave of awe washing over her. Just when she thought she understood the limits of Mia's courage, she realized they hadn't even scratched the surface yet. Emboldened by the laughter and the pounding rain, her daughter was ready to embrace wild adventures, no matter where the storm led them. And with that, the party erupted into a colorful frenzy. But as the rain poured down, Amanda couldn't shake the question that lingered like the clouds above: what would this new bravery unravel for Mia and for them both? The rain poured down like a wild symphony, each drop a note of excitement. Mia stood in the middle of their vibrant chaos, her paint-splattered hands raised high, urging her friends to join her dance in the droplets. Amanda watched, her heart swelling with pride and disbelief. This magical moment felt surreal. Her daughter, once cloaked in silence, was now alive, unbound, and filled with creativity. "Let us paint our feelings. In the rain." Mia shouted, her voice ringing clear despite the storm. She grabbed a brush, dipped it into a vibrant blue, and flung it onto her canvas with sheer exuberance. The kids around her erupted in laughter, and soon, the garden transformed into a riot of colors: bright oranges, deep purples, striking reds, all mixing with the blues of the rain-soaked canvas. "Look at this streak," shouted Emily, splattering paint that danced through the air like confetti. The other kids cheered, caught in the rush of exuberance that seemed to break through every fear. Amanda felt a lightness in her chest, like the burdens she bore were momentarily washed away. But as the storm raged, a shadow of concern crept back into her mind. She wanted Mia to embrace these moments, to feel free and supported, yet she also feared the chaos might overwhelm her. What if Mia found the storm too loud? Amanda walked closer, kneeling down beside Mia. "Hey, sweetheart, are you okay?" she gently inquired, concern edging her voice. "It's amazing, Mama. Look at how the colors swirl. It's like a tornado of fun," Mia exclaimed, her laughter ringing through the downpour. The fear that had lingered earlier washed away with the rain. In that moment, Mia was spirited, radiant in a way that showed Amanda their journey had only just begun. The sudden roar of thunder momentarily hushed the gleeful chaos. The children huddled closer, glancing at their parents for reassurance. But it was Mia who broke the tension. "Let us make a rainbow together," she declared, her determination shining bright against the storm. "Great idea." Amanda cheered, her voice bursting with pride. Maybe this is what Mia needed: focus, creativity, and the tangible bonds of friendship. Together, they set to work, creating a mural that became a canvas of collective expression. They mixed colors, dripped paints, and decorated the rain with splashes of joy. With every stroke, it felt like they were living their truth, proclaiming their vibrant existence to the world and celebrating their connections. "Keep going, everyone," Amanda encouraged as she helped Mia layer a chaotic swirl of colors. The laughter and excitement slowly gave way to a beautiful collaborative art piece. It was a living testament to friendship, creativity, and the love they all shared. And then, just as quickly as the storm had come, little rays of sunlight began to peek through the clouds. The laughter bounced back into the air, and everyone cheered as they stepped back to admire their masterpiece, a mural of swirling colors that mirrored the beauty of their laughter and connection. "Mama, look!" Mia exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with wonder as she beheld their creation. "It's a treasure of happiness." "Yes, it is, sweetheart," Amanda remarked, swept up in emotion. "And it's all because of you." With her heart full, Amanda felt a powerful shift in herself. The weight of doubt that had clouded her every thought began to lift. As the storm faded and the sun warmed the earth, they burst with energy and hope. Amanda gazed at Mia, her face aglow, her voice unwavering. "Why don't we do this more often?" Mia suggested, eyes bright. "Can we have more painting parties? I want everyone to feel how big our hearts are." "Absolutely. This can be our new tradition," Amanda replied, her voice bubbling with excitement. She didn't know where this journey would lead them next, but she felt a beautiful certainty blossom within her. They would navigate it together, with their hearts open and cherished connections blooming. Amanda took Mia's small hand in hers. Here, amid vibrant colors and whirlwind adventures, they had rediscovered not only the voice of a daughter but also the heartbeat of a mother trying to find balance in love and ambition. As they packed away the paint supplies, surrounded by happiness, Amanda realized life would be full of thrilling challenges ahead. The world might still be demanding, and success might still call, but the true measure of life lived would always come down to moments like these, colorful, messy, and bursting with love. And as everyone began to disperse, laughter swirling into the twilight sky, Amanda knew that together they could handle anything. She de-lift Mia as she needed to be lifted, guide her as they ventured into the realms of life, art, and promise. Now, before we finish this captivating journey, I need you to take action. You need to subscribe now to ensure you do not miss the next exclusive stories that could inspire and uplift. Leave a like right now. Your support feeds the algorithm, helping our community grow. Comment below with your own feelings and reactions about this beautiful transformation you've witnessed, and don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this heartwarming journey. Let us spread the love together.